ISD Board of Trustees.
Hello, I am Terry Capitan, Superintendent at Point Isabel ISD.
Mrs. Capitan, early voting for our bond election started on October 18th and ends on Friday, October 29th. Throughout this process, our school district has made various presentations throughout the Laguna Madre area. Some community members have asked some great questions, and we want to share those with you, the voters. Mrs. Capitan, how did the idea of a bond election come about?
That's a great question, Ms. Scott. 2 years ago, the district, along with the board, began evaluating all of our district facilities. We visited the elementary, junior high, and high school, and we were able to see firsthand what our campus needs were. And then we know that COVID hit, and the following year, we were in a pause. So this past spring and early summer, we began evaluating again the district needs, and we brought that information to the board. The board, along with community members from our Laguna Madre area, looked at all of the information, looked at the needs, and looked at the different options that were available, and collaboratively determined that the district was in a great position to move forward with a bond election.
Now, the residents of the Laguna Madre area know that property values are generally high. So what makes Point Isabel ISD so unique? What makes this bond election so important for the district? And why did the district decide to call a bond election?
So Ms. Scott, our school district is in a very unique situation. Point Isabel ISD is a Chapter 49 district. That means that approximately 49% of a portion of the property tax revenues are returned back to the state, and this is a state mandate. So our district is in a situation that is the only one in Cameron County actually that is required to return 49% of a portion of this tax revenue. Through this bond election, all of these funds would be able to remain with the district in order to address the district's needs.
That's important to know because a lot of people don't know why Point Isabel ISD is such a unique district in that regard. Now, how will we pay for the $42.5 million in new bond money?
So all of these bond payments would be paid from the property tax revenue, and that's from the interest and sinking portion, the INS, and that section is not it's not subject to recapture. So recapture is the section, the 49% approximately, that is returned back to the state, and this section would not be subject to recapture.
Okay. Now, this is an important question and one that has been asked quite frequently. Will there be a property tax rate increase?
That has been asked at most of our presentations. So the district has presented to the Laguna Madre community, and the voters' number one question is, will our tax rate increase? Absolutely not. We are proposing this bond election without an increase to the tax rate. Our current tax rate is at 1.009. If this bond is approved, our tax rate will continue 1.009. It is the lowest tax rate, not only in Cameron County, but in all of Region 1, 34 school districts. It is the lowest tax rate of all districts and will remain the lowest, not just for this year and next year, but in the years to come.
Wow, and Region 1's a vast area covering all the way from Laredo to Brooks County. So that's pretty important that we have the lowest tax rate in all of Region 1.
Absolutely.
Now, is this bond election only focusing on athletics and sports improvements? I know that's been a question that's been asked frequently.
It actually has. There are sections of the bond that are focusing on athletics, but numerous other opportunities are available for our 4 campuses that address the academics.
So there's 3 propositions, A, B, and C. What schools or buildings does Proposition A include for renovations and improvements?
Great question. So Proposition A addresses all of our 4 campuses. At Dairy Elementary and at Garriga Elementary, the Proposition A will address an outdoor learning area for our students. Our students will be able to go out and read, have science activities, do math activities, music classes in this outdoor learning area. In addition, both elementary campuses will receive an ADA compliant playground area. And this is, if COVID taught us anything, it is the need to have our students go outside and learn outside, play outside. We would also include walking areas as well as science upgrades. Our STEAM classes will be upgraded, numerous restroom upgrades at both of the campuses, as well as additional campus improvements. Now, all of that was at the elementary campus. At our junior high campus, we are looking at adding a brand new multi-learning, multi-purpose facility. We have a need for our students, including our junior high students, to go out and learn. This outdoor learning area is big enough to house a whole grade level. Students will be able to have reading challenges, band performances, dance in this multi-purpose facility. Junior high campus is the only school right now that does not have an auditorium. So we are looking at having a multi-purpose area in our current facility that our students would be able to perform, have their awards presentations, have band presentations in this brand new area. In addition, at the junior high, we also are looking at adding upgrades to our science classrooms. That is an area that when we surveyed our teachers and our staff members said that that is so needed. We're also looking at having an additional upgrades to our band hall and additional security and fencing at our junior high. At the high school level, we're looking at adding a brand new career and technical education facility. And what this building would look like is it would house our current welding class, our construction class, and we're talking about upgrading law enforcement, our culinary arts, our engineering, cybersecurity, and health science technology classes. All of the areas that our students are learning in need to be a realistic facility similar to what they would be working in the real life and in the real job experiences. In addition, we're looking at adding a brand new special education transition building, and that is something that we want to have and provide for our students as they're at the high school and transitioning them to real life experiences. We are also looking at enhancing our science classrooms, our STEAM classrooms, and in all of our campuses, we're looking at upgrading our classrooms, our lighting, but also our security and our fencing at all of our facilities. So all of these areas are the academic part. A portion of Proposition A does address the athletics, and in this case, our tennis courts. Currently, our tennis courts are not UIL compliant. So the addition of brand new tennis courts would address that for our students. We would also look at possibility of turfing our softball and our baseball field, all of that through Proposition A.
Wow, Proposition A encompasses a lot of things that would enhance every single campus of our district. So what does Proposition B include?
So Proposition B is addressing Tarpon Field and Tarpon Stadium. We would be looking at turfing our field for soccer, for football, and for use for all of our campuses. Many of our campuses utilize our Tarpon Stadium for field days. So we are looking at artificial turf for Tarpon Stadium. In addition, having additional seating and a scoreboard. So the scoreboard is important because it's not just going to be utilized for our sporting events. Our students would be able to use the state-of-the-art scoreboard to learn how to work it, manipulate it, and to be certified so that they can actually utilize all of those skills in the real world experience.
That would be great for our students enrolled in audiovisual classes.
Absolutely.
Now we know Proposition C includes the building of an aquatic center. Why is Proposition C important not only for our school district, but also for our community?
So we live in this beautiful area surrounded by water. Having an aquatic center would provide the district the opportunity to have swim lessons for our students starting at elementary, 2nd or 3rd grade, continue at junior high, and once our students get to high school, they would actually be able to participate in swim team. And this is all during the school. We would incorporate the aquatic center into our activities as part of our curriculum. But a huge component that actually came about through our presentations is I realized how many of our adults in our community do not know how to swim. So we would definitely be partners with all of our Laguna Madre community in making this aquatic center available to our community and offer swim lessons to not just our students, but our community as well.
That's great to know. Now, has the district thought of the cost and maintenance it takes for an aquatic center?
Absolutely. Before moving forward and proposing an aquatic center, we evaluated the cost and evaluated our budget. And this is something that our district can definitely sustain and support. In addition, having the opportunity to host swim tournaments and other tournaments and partnering with our community. We've had great interest from many of our community members and offering suggestions and ideas as to the activities that we would be available to have not only for our students but our community, and having additional visitors come and visit our community that would not only help our district but help our community as well via economy. Our visitors could come in and eat in our area and stay in our area by offering additional activities at the district level and in our community.
Now, the ballot has specific language stating this is a property tax increase, yet we're saying here that the tax rate will not change. Can you explain this and why that's stated on the ballot?
Absolutely, that's a great question, and that has been asked by many residents because our district absolutely will not increase our current tax rate at 1.009. It will remain the same. However, the ballot will indicate that it is a tax rate increase. Recently, legislatures mandated the language be used at the ballot. The district controls the tax rate, but we do not control the county appraisal district, and that's regardless of the bond election or not. So that is the reason why that statement has to be there. But Ms. Scott, I do want to emphasize that through this bond election, the district will not increase the tax rate. It is currently at 1.009, which is the lowest tax rate in all of Region 1. It will remain the same at 1.009 the following year and for years to come.
Thank you for clarifying that for our voters. Now, can a voter vote for all three propositions on the ballot since there's Proposition A, B, and C?
Absolutely. We want every voter to know. We want every voter not only to know that, but we want every voter to exercise their right to vote and to vote for or against Proposition A, B, and C. Voters can vote for one proposition and not the others. They can vote for all of them or against all of them, but each proposition stands alone.
That's great to know. Now, when and where can the voters exercise their right to vote?
Our voting is currently taking place during early voting, and our community can go to any of our city halls at South Padre Island, at Point Isabel, or at Laguna Vista. City halls at all of our communities, as well as Point Isabel High School. And that is going to go through October 29th. Now, election day is November 2nd, at those same places from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On election day, we will also have an additional voting site, and that is in Brownsville at El Jardín Elementary, because that area is part of our taxing area and boundary.
Now, where else can voters find out more information on this bond election?
Absolutely, Ms. Scott. We have a lot of our district information at our school district website at www.pi-isd.net. We also utilize all of our social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Great, and they can always call the district if they have any questions, correct?
Absolutely. We will answer anyone's call. Please call at 943-0000. We'll be glad to answer any and all questions from any of our community members.
We hope this Q&A session gave you, the voter, some important information on the Point Isabel ISD bond election. Thank you, Mrs. Capistan, for your time.
Thank you so much, Ms. Scott. And go Tarpons!